Hello, so this is my dress tour, specifically those that I do my gigs in. Starting off with this lovely one from Collective. This was actually my mum's and I wore this one to my graduation from university. It's a lovely velvet one with these gold glittery polka dots on in a lovely 1950s sweetheart neckline and pencil skirt style. And moving on, we have this very sought after, I do believe, Jane Norman dress. I promise it is a Jane Norman dress, if it will focus. Yeah, there we go. And it has blue sequin flowers embroidered onto it, which is super lovely, and it's silky. I wore this at Pizza Express live back in Feb. I then have this lovely second-hand Ted Baker dress with some shoulder pads. I bought this on an online charity shop website and I wore it to sixth form actually, but then I wore this also to one of the gigs I've done recently. I then have this super stunning silver metallic fringe bottom little spaghetti strap dress, which I do believe is old label New Look. Maybe from, I think it's either the late 90s or early 2000s. It's really lovely. And I actually wore this for one of the shows I did with Jules Holland and the Rhythm and Blues Orchestra. This high-low, like sequin, completely sequin covered dress, very Jessica Rabbit-esque, is one I wore for a couple shows I did at uni. I also wore it for my 18th birthday and that was the reason I got it. So that's that dress. I'm really sorry for my editing skills, they're appalling. I'm not a videographer or an editor, I am a singer. A singer who just wanted to boast onto the internet about, a singer who wanted to boast to the internet about some lovely little purchases that she has made, including this gorgeous oriental style Sion Sam dress, actually, which is second hand. I got it from a very local charity shop for £15, and I remember that being one of my favourite purchases. Quite expensive for a charity shop, but I think for the beautiful quality of this dress I had to do it. And it's got these lovely slits in the legs. This one I wore for my first gig with my now piano and partner George, with our old trio. This I wore to a pub called the Crafty Bishop and also to some festivals all around the same kind of time back in 2024. And I think it's either from Apricot or Blue Vanilla, I can't remember. It's got a very 70s look to it with a patchwork material and this lovely ruffled flared sleeves. Lovely, lovely, lovely. This one is relatively new to my collection. It's from Collective. It's got a boned corset bodice and it's black silk with fringing on both the bodice and the skirt. I also wanted to add that this is a second-hand purchase from Vinted. Many of these items have been from Vinted, I forgot to include that, but yes, this is a Vinted purchase. This is my mum's from the 90s or early 2000s. I wore it the other night to the Ivy Club and I've worn it to a couple gigs of mine before as well. I really, really love this one. Probably one of the best purchases I've ever made is this stunning red glittery halter neck slinky dress, backless and with a slit in the leg. It is a Y2K Morgan dress. I bought it for a whopping £3 at my local YMCA. I have this gorgeous vintage Jane Norman dress that was my mum's. I've worn this to, I think, only one gig, but I absolutely love it. It can really lend itself to a 50s style if you cinch it in at the waist as well. And it's got a lovely puffy little skirt to it that spins when you dance. This is very much a dress that I wore back in the day. I've not worn it for a little while. I remember getting this, I think, when I was 16. And it's from Dolls Kill, but it's a Delia's dress. It's stunning. I absolutely love it so much, and I will always have this dress because it was a present and it's just stunning. And I've worn it for about maybe 3 gigs. This one's got me feeling like the Lady of Shalott. This, if you want to be a piece of pre-Raphaelite artwork, wear this dress. It is made from sage chiffon and it is from ASOS. I bought this a few years ago. I knew I'd want it and I've worn it twice for very good reason. Just a cheeky red velvet bodycon mini dress with long sleeve and a v-neck. This is my mum's, so it counts as second hand, right? I mean, I don't know. If it's a hand-me-down, that's the word. Love it. Very short, but very nice. An absolute classic. She'll never go out of style. Just a plain black dress with a classic slip on the left leg and spaghetti straps. I think this is just one of those staples in fashion. It's got a lovely bust to it that's very good for people with my body shape. Yeah, love this one. Classic black, never go out of style. You know, you can dress her up, you can dress her down. She's great. Now this one doesn't look very flattering whilst it's just hanging up, but trust me, when it's on, it's flattering. A navy blue pinstripe, almost suit dress from Cider. Very nice, very classy, very elegant. I wore this one to one of my gigs at the lovely George Vaults, and I also wore it to one of my brother's gigs, one of his Beatles gigs. Sometimes wearing blue is a vibe because it's not usually a colour I go for, but in recent times I've been loving royal blue. So you got these lovely twisted, or yeah, they're not really braided, they're more twisted straps. It was a Depop purchase, and I think actually my only one. I want to say it's my only Depop purchase. Gorgeous skirt here. I wore this to my summer ball from uni. Or at uni rather, sorry, my English isn't always amazing. Yes, royal blue dress, stretchy material here, fitted middle, you know, nice skirt there, lovely. Okie doke, this one is from Shein. Give me all the hate you want. I bought this from Shein because I saw it and I wanted it so bad. It reminded me of a night sky with this on a navy blue backdrop. Stunning. I wore it. I sang Moon River in this piece. I probably, do you know what? I think this one cost me about £9 at the time. Bargain. And I wore it at one of my shows whilst at uni. This one, yeah. This one's seen it all. Weddings, funerals, blessings, christenings and gigs. Absolutely love this dress. Absolutely classic piece. It was my mum's from I think the year 2000 or something. A lot of these dresses are from that year or around. That's circa that year. Plain black cotton wrap over dress, 3/4 length sleeve. Just beautiful. Wardrobe staple. Cavern Club, Liverpool, here I come. Black quarter dress with a lovely sequin and beaded neckline and underbust. This one is slightly see-through, but when you put it on you can't tell, which is really odd. See, it looks it here, but on you don't, ain't too bad. So I've worn this one clubbing, alright, and I've worn this one gigging. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Second hand charity shop purchase. Probably was under 10 quid. You know, I love a purchase where it's under 10 quid and it looks like it could have been 10 times the price. The 1970s called and want their dress back. This is an authentic vintage 1970s halter neck dress with these lovely pink and orange flowers. Is it hibiscus? Not hibiscus. I mean, some of them might be. But design on the bottom. And then more of like a ditzy floral effect to the top. This cut out ring, very much 70s fashion thing here. And the back is what truly caught my eye. It's got this crossover and a low back on this, and it's also got support, which is amazing. But hell, this was a pretty one, and also a painful one. I had sunburn when I wore this, and these dug in so hard to my back. Very sore, but it was worth it. You got to suffer to look good, they say, don't you? You've got to suffer to look good. And yeah, I truly did suffer. And last but not least is this one. It's a lot more casual and summery than the others, I would say, or like a lot of the others. I wore this at my most recent gig at the George Velt's, and that was only on Sunday, just gone. It's a Shein one. Give me the hate if you got to. But this is a Shein dress, and I styled it in a 1940s way with a little cardigan and some little kitten heels with peep toe that were pink satin, and a lovely, I did some victory rolls, and I did a lovely cream flower in my hair with this one, and I sang all jazz. Lovely little dress. I've worn this picnics and garden things, and you know, it's a really lovely dress. You can dress it up or down. Yeah, love this one. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my dress collection. I hope you've enjoyed it somewhat. I, again, don't do this kind of vloggy video ever, so if I do indeed decide to post this one, it will be my first of its ilk. So forgive me if I've not shown any professionalism here. Forgive me for anything that you think that isn't brilliant. I mean, you know, that's not really, I just wanted to show you my dresses. For anybody who might be interested in that side of being a jazz singer, it's very fun getting dressed up. Thank you, and see you later. Bye bye.